All right, this is coming out of one of my blog posts. It's a great topic. I hear it a lot. Newcomers with a couple months of sobriety, maybe a year, maybe two, still not getting that acknowledgement from the loved ones around them that they're doing a great job, that they're proud of what they're doing. They see change, and positive reinforcement. Getting sober isn't easy, and I need a lot of encouragement with what I was doing. I got it from the people in the meetings. I got it from my sponsor. I did not immediately get it from my family and friends that were not in the program. And I was getting discouraged. I know me for the first 6 months, maybe 9 months of my sobriety, I was living at my parents' house. And every day I'd walk in, after, a long day of being at work, going to a meeting, going to dinner, going to the gym. I'd be gone all day, and I'd come home, and the first thing my mom would do would be sniff me. She'd meet me at the door. She'd say, "Hey, how was your day?" And she'd try to give me a hug, and the next thing I know, I'd hear she's trying to sniff to see if I've been smoking something or if I smelled like alcohol. I mean, it was depressing for the first 6, 9 months of my sobriety. They were seeing me go to meetings. They were seeing me, doing the things that I had told them that I was doing, but they hadn't started to trust me yet. It was disheartening. But even though it was disheartening, what was I really expecting? For years, I conditioned and trained the people around me to not trust me. All of my actions guaranteed they would never trust me. I was never telling the truth. I was never showing up when I told them I was going to show up. And when I did show up, generally I was under the influence of something. So when I did show up, I really wasn't there in presence of mind. I was there in body, but I had nothing really to offer. So believing that my couple of months of sobriety is going to change anyone's mind, given years of lying, years of proving that I couldn't show up, proving that no matter what I said I was going to do, I never did it. I was lying to myself thinking that was going to change in a couple months. There's the old adage of, if I walked into the woods and it took me 5 years to get to the middle, it's going to take me about 5 years to get back out. So why am I thinking that after years of drinking and drugging and lying and being distrustful, that was going to be corrected in a couple months? It's never going to be corrected in a couple months. It takes a long time to build that trust back. We have violated so many people's trust in us by our drinking and our actions that time is going to take time. I've got to do more trust in my higher power than I'm doing now. I heard early on that if it took me 10 years to walk into the forest of addiction, it might take me 10 years to reverse the effects of my actions during those 10 years of walking into the forest. All of my behaviors conditioned those around me to not trust me and to keep me at arm's length. No matter how long I've been sober, up to that point in early sobriety, 6 months, 9 months, a year, even 2 years, everything I used to do conditioned people around me to just keep me away. I ended up being pretty alone at the end because no one trusted me. No one wanted to be around me. I was never good at keeping my word at anything. All those times I never showed up for a birthday or any other important event. I never had a garage. You hear a lot of people say, I hid in the garage, to drink. I'm not present in my own house. Lying to all the loved ones, the coworkers, and having them find out about my lies. Getting too drunk on the vacations to be with my family or friends, or just generally acting a fool. No one wanted to be around me. Promising this time's going to be different. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I said that to my friends and my counselors, the people at rehab. This time's going to be different, and it never was. I always drank again, always, because I had no solution. I've got a really good example of my mother. battling her own alcoholism, has a great example of friends calling her to check up on her after my father died in 2008, making plans with her to take her out to dinner because they just wanted to make sure she wasn't alone. She would always say yes, and at the last minute cancel. And eventually, her friends stopped calling because she could never show up. That kind of stuff happened to me. I know it's happened to a lot of you out there. We've conditioned people to disappear because we never show up. Everyone around me, has expected me to not show up, to not do what I've said I'm going to do. Because every other time I've said I'm going to do something, I've never done it. That's the plain truth. All of what's going on around me, people not trusting me, people feel like they're putting me down. They're not listening to, I'm sober for 6 months now. Why aren't you treating me like I'm sober for 6 months? Why aren't you treating me like things are different? It's because we've done it to them. We've made them that way. And the only way to undo that is to keep doing what you're doing. I had to keep going to meetings. I had to keep working the steps. I had to keep working with my sponsor and showing up for service work and making coffee and being a GSR and getting a home group and participating. I had to keep doing that until I had a history of good behavior and a history of living up to my word and keeping my word. And that takes a lot of time. The hardest part about the time it takes to change other people's minds is it's never on my time. It's always on my higher power's time. I want it now. Always wanted everything now. I want satisfaction today. I want to change, feel like I've changed all of my actions and all of my personality, and I'm a changed person today, and I want everyone else to feel that way. But the truth is, it doesn't work like that. The truth is, it's on God's time, not on my time. I have to keep having that faith that my higher power is going to care for me and keep me protected. And that's it. That's about as simple as it gets. The more I do to show other people that I have changed, the more actions I take, and the more times that I actually show up when I say I'm going to show up, will slowly chop away at their opinions of me. Will slowly give them new behaviors to judge me on, not old behaviors. While I am building that trust back up, I do have to be careful. I am kind of treading a fine line between gaining that trust back and knocking that all back down again with one bad action. I can do my best for months of showing up and doing the right thing and not flying off the handle for some ridiculous thing that happens. But that one time that I do fly off the handle, that one time that I forget to show up because I just genuinely forgot, that's going to snap people back into their old thinking and their old opinions of you. And again, that's still wreckage of our past. I still have to own that, yes, I've conditioned people to think like this based on my own actions. But I have to keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep doing the right thing. Keep going to meetings. Keep trying to change your life. Keep doing steps 10, 11, and 12. Continue on with the steps. Keep trusting your higher power. You keep doing the right thing, and eventually it'll change. Acceptance is the key here, of accepting that other people are just going to have their opinions. And it's not any of my business what that opinion is. And it is the hardest pill to swallow when it's the people that are the closest to you. A wife, a child, a family member, a parent, anyone that close, anyone living in your household. It's hard to accept that. Now, it doesn't mean we have to like it, but we do have to accept it because that is just the way it is. I can't change it. I have no more power to change that than I have the power to change the color of the sky or the color of the grass. I've got to have faith in my higher power that what I'm doing is going to work, is going to change their mind. And I just have to wait until it does. I have to keep on the path. I have to keep working. I have to keep my feet moving. And yes, I'm going to have the feelings of this sucks. They're never going to trust me. That's why I have a sponsor. That's why I have trusted friends in the program. I can talk to them about this. They've all had the same problem. They've all had those people in their lives that they're trying to convince that things are different now, and it never happens. How'd they deal with it? They talked about it. They brought it up in meetings. They'll bring up this topic of why aren't people seeing that I've changed in meetings. They'll, go have coffee and talk about it. Work some steps on it. There's some fears in there. Work on your fourth step. That's a perfect thing. Fear of people not believing that I've changed. Fear of people always seeing me as an active alcoholic or a drug addict. That's a fear. That should be on your fourth step. That experience, my early sobriety, when my mom sniffed me every time I walked in the door, really irritated me. And I was talking to my sponsor about it. I brought it up in meetings. And I just, part of me was not dreading going home, but, I hated it. And I gripped on so hard to that when is she going to stop? When is she going to start believing me that I'm not drinking and I'm not using every time I come in the door? How long is it going to take? When is this crap going to end? I mean, I was gripping so tight on that, I just didn't know what to do. And, my sponsor just kept saying, you're going to have to pray for it. You pray on it. You're going to have to ask your higher power to relieve the grip that it's got on you, because you have no control over it. You're living there. You got nowhere else to live, so you can't leave. She's not going to stop, and you can't make her stop. You're just going to have to find a way to live with it. So I started praying on it, and at some point, there's not a great day or a burning bush event, that I just I gave up. Didn't care. I came to expect it. It's exactly what it was. It changed my expectations. I knew she was going to do it, and I knew I just had to keep doing what I'm doing, and she, on her own time, is going to change. That's when I really had to just step up my faith in my higher power, that He's going to take care of me. Don't judge yourself on how quickly other people start to believe in you again. That's not the purpose of sobriety. Our main purpose is to be of maximum service to our higher power and the people around us. Start judging yourself by using the 11th step. Step 11 is all about reviewing our day, seeing if we were truly thinking of others or if we're thinking of ourselves. A lot of questions in there. What was I packing into the stream of life? Where was I selfish, dishonest, afraid, resentful? All of those things. Where was I thinking of myself where I should have been thinking about other people? It's a great thing to do. I've got a free 11-step evening review and morning review guide on my website, HalerSmith.com, under Recovery Resources. It's free. Take a look at it. It's definitely not conference approved. I created it, but it's out of the big book. Several questions related to the evening review and the morning review that are right in the book. But it's a nice little printout that you can stick in a 3-ring binder. Do it every night, do it every morning. It's great getting into that practice. Getting into that habit of doing it every night and every morning really puts me in the mind frame and sets my attitude for the day. Knowing that I'm going to do a review of how I'm packing into the stream of life versus taking like I used to do makes me a little more mindful of what I'm actually doing that day. Getting myself in the right attitude and right perspective of service in the morning, and then reviewing how I did that at night really keeps me through the day thinking of my actions and how my actions affect other people. I'm more likely to be actually useful out there when I know I have an evening review coming up. There are going to be plenty of people out there that will quickly see how our new way of life has changed us. There are going to be people out there that never see it. Most are going to fall somewhere in the middle. And it's all going to be dependent on my actions on a daily basis for a sustained period of time. And that period of time is not my time. It's God's time. If a relationship is meant to be, it will be. But again, you're going to have faith in your higher power that that's going to happen. Never give up on sobriety. All of your experiences are worth something to someone else in recovery. Don't rob them of it. If you want to read some of my other blog posts, please come check out my website, HalerSmith.com, under blogs. Let me know what you think.